Welcome to Cook's Travel. My name is Burak Sal. Today I'm gonna show you in this video one of the ingredients I usually use in my dishes. Especially in traditional dishes, there are some different spices. They dominate the dishes, so I'm gonna talk about one of them today. It's called nutmeg. Nutmeg, probably most of you know about it, but it's getting much popular nowadays in so many dishes and cultural cuisines. Before we start, please subscribe the channel and turn all notifications on. Thank you. When I was a student in cooking classes, nutmeg was very different than other spices. So I already focused on those years in this spice. Nutmeg comes from Indonesia. It's a very little island in history. It goes back to very long years, more than 3,000 years ago. There's evidence people used and planted this type of fruit. So what is nutmeg? I'm going to talk about this one today. Nutmeg is a spice. It comes from one of the tree. It's about 20 meters tree, just large tree. Lives longer than 70-80 years, and when you plant it, you need to wait at least 8 to 9 years. When the actual the fruit comes from the plant. If you want to get good fruit from this plant, you need to wait at least 25 years because it takes so long to get prime time, and can give you fruit for nearly 60-70 years. Nutmeg is a seed, comes from the actual fruit of this tree. There is a process for the preparation. They grind the seeds, but what happens? It looks like plum fruits, comes from a tree. They just pick them up, put it on the side, producer waits 8 weeks, it gets really dry, and they grind the seed. But there are two things come from this fruit. One of them is a nutmeg, the actual seed, and another thing is mice, which is covering the seed. They are very different each other. The taste very similar, but there are slightly differences. And nutmeg is more sweeter taste and more nice flavoring taste. Mice is different. It's like a saffron. Change the color of the dish if you want to change it like orange, more orange and light color. And the taste is like more delicate flavor. In my travel to Indonesia, I went to Bali, Jakarta, and Semarang. I had a chance to try traditional dishes, and they usually use nutmeg as a spice, and it really dominates the taste of the dish. If you want to buy nutmeg, you can go to any shops in Australia especially. You can find, but the mice is really difficult to find it. Not often used, not very popular in culinary use. I recommend you to have it in some dishes, especially if you want to change some stew, fishy, vegetarian, and beef dishes. Nutmeg is slightly different, especially in Europe. They use on the, even Italians use on tortellini filling. And in other culinary use in Europe, they use on the baked potatoes. Nutmeg goes really good, even in the soups as well. Producers in Indonesia, they make essential oils, using in health choices or even for a fuel. And nutmeg tree is very special tree because the fruit, this fruit usually found in Indonesia. It's really difficult to find somewhere else, especially like Australia, America, and Europe. What they do with this fruit, they make jams. Yeah, it's a sweet jams with the sugar syrup and fruit. They keep it in the jars and try to sell that, but you don't really find it in the markets. In Indian dishes, they usually use the sweetener the dish for nice finish. In my case, nutmeg is very special. If I use it, I use it for the rice puddings and normal puddings, some sweets, especially I'm doing like sweet bakes, soups, vegetarian, and sometimes I use in the fish dressing. In culinary use, some people use in some of the drinks as well, especially the traditional drinks, and plus in some cocktails. When I'm cooking, especially Malaysian, Singaporean, or Indonesian dishes, in soups, it's really good spice, especially for the oxtail soup. Once you cook it in middle of process, you add nutmeg. It's gonna change the flavor and taste. It's gonna give good smell end of the cooking process. Other thing you can do this if you are doing roasting. Okay, you can cover some of the nutmeg, not a lot. I'm gonna talk about that later. For preparing the beef with the nutmeg, just cover, put a little bit of rosemary next to it, a little bit butter. It's gonna just have very special taste. In Indonesia, they've got some special and very traditional sauces. They keep cold or warm sauces. Nutmeg is one of the ingredients often goes in that. Nutmeg is beautiful smell, very tasty, but it can do allergic reaction to the body, which is not good. It's very bad for the pets in the house. Just careful, don't keep open lid around, and then because of the dog or cats just reach them and they can be intoxicated. In some science works, they find out it can fight with the depression, helps digestion, fight with cancer, but there's not 100% proven of that one. And plus, it can even fight with insomnia. Nutmeg can rid of the pain in the joints. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, and I'll see you in next video. Bye bye.